Hi, superhero families. Mrs. Snyder here. We're introducing area and perimeter this week, and I know that some of our kids had a couple questions, so I wanted to do this so that everybody had this as a resource for me to help them when I'm not with them live. So when we find the area of something, we are finding the amount on the inside of a quadrilateral. So if I wanted to fill up this entire quadrilateral, I would need to figure out the area of the inside. And in order to do that, the very first lesson that we did was with the Cheez-Its. And we looked at each Cheez-It being one square unit, and we put those Cheez-Its inside our rectangle or our square, and then we counted up the Cheez-Its. So sometimes you're going to see rectangles that have been split like this, and they say find the area. And you can quite simply on this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, add and count each of the individual pieces or Cheez-Its. Okay, so in this particular one, the area, and I'm going to put the letter A for area equals 12 square units. So what happens if I have the same figure and I don't happen to have any of those filled in? So the squares, the Cheez-Its are not there. But I know how much the length of the Cheez-Its across the top is and how tall the Cheez-Its would be if I put them one on top of the other. So I know that the length is 4 and the width is 3. So in order to do that, we need to put 4 rows of 3, just like we did with multiplying and with our arrays. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 rows. And I'm going to, sorry, those are columns, Mrs. Snyder. 4 columns and 3 rows. And now that you've drawn that in, you can count them up again and see that there are 12. Hopefully you were able to also recognize that even if those squares are not there, you can do something with the numbers 4 and 3 to figure out how many Cheez-Its would go in there. So you're going to use the formula area equals length times width. So you will take and make this into a multiplication question. My length is 4 times my width is 3. And 4 times 3 we know is 12 square units. If you drew it out, you would have proven that as well. Square units. So when we're talking about area, we're talking about the inside of a figure, how much we would use to fill up the entire inside. Today I introduced something that seems like it might be area, but it's not, but they are definitely related. The question we had today was on perimeter, and it was about a fence. And so we talked about what a fence does, and it kind of puts people in a cage almost, is what we said. And it does go around a certain space in order to keep things in. So if I had the same exact problem, again, I have my rectangle. This time I'm finding the perimeter and not the area. I want to figure out how long it is all the way around that fence. So in order to figure out how far it is, or the distance around the entire figure, I still need to know my square units. Okay, so let's go back to the same problem we just did, where I had 4 columns and I had 3 rows. So I can count my Cheez-Its. 1, 2, 3, 4 Cheez-Its on the top. 1, 2, 3 Cheez-Its on the side. 1, 2, 3, 4 Cheez-Its on the bottom. And then 1, 2, 3 Cheez-Its on the top. So now I know the distance around my figure, and I can figure out my perimeter by putting those distances all together. So I have a 4, I have a 3, I have a 4, and I have a 3. And if we wanted to figure out the total distance around my shape, 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 4 is 11, and 11 plus 3 is 14 for a total of 14 units. So to find the perimeter, we're going to add up all the sides. Okay, area is on the inside, we're going to cover it up. Perimeter is around the outside, and we're going to fence it in. Area, multiply, perimeter, add.